Good morning and welcome back. Uh, Today, actually, we have almost completed all types of problems. We have attempted to many types of problems, both in circular water tank as well as rectangular water tank. So now we will see another type of circular water tank, which is overhead water tank. It means it is not resting in the ground and it is not underground also. It is an elevated tank actually. So let us try to do one problem. The design is almost same, except the base slab design will be different actually. Other than that, the wall and on other hoop tension and the bending moment and everything will be same. So only this, since the water is tank is an elevated one, the base slab will be having a additional bending moment both in you know uh, tangential direction as well as a radial direction, so that we need to take care. So let us try to understand the problem. Just try to understand the procedure by doing one problem. So that is, see, this is going to be just to understand, to make you understand, this is the overhead tank, this is your ground level. Okay, and you will have your columns, and over that a base slab will be there. It can be like this also, it can be exactly straight also, it can be otherwise they will be give a small projection outside. Okay, the base slab, and this is a circular water tank. Okay, so this is what going to be, and of course there you will be giving, we will be giving a small freeboard for under 200 mm or 300 mm as usual. Okay, so this is what we are going to design. So this design of columns and all we already studied, that is not in our scope. So we'll be designing only the wall as well as the base slab. Yeah. Okay, so coming to the problem, let us read out the problem. Design an overhead water tank as shown below. Yeah, this is the one. So I have shown you a clear picture. This is the one. Below, design the tank and the base. Tank means tank walls, yeah, and the base, the base slab. Okay, the capacity of the tank is 90,000 liters. Use M25 concrete and Fe415 steel. So it is given, it has to contain, it is able to contain 90,000 liters. So let us, as a first step, let us find out the dimensioning, the diameter, because height is already given to you. The height actually it is given as 4 meter. The meaning is that when I say 4 meter, it is only the water depth we can take 4 meter. Another 20 centimeter we can give it as a freeboard. Yeah. So coming to the solution, hope this is clear. So as a first step, we will find out the diameter. So we know that volume is equal to 90,000 liters, which is nothing but divided by 1000, which is nothing but 90 meter cube, because 1 meter cube is 1000 liters. So pi d square 4 into h is 90, and from this d we can find out. So we will get d is 5.35. So let us round it to 5.5 meters. So if you are taking 6 meter also, nothing wrong in that. Okay, so let us take 5.5 meter time being for this problem, and h is equal to 4 meter, the water height. Okay, so if you complete height, if you take 4 plus 0.2, you can take it. Okay, so the height is, when I say height, water depth. Okay, it's 4 meter and the diameter is 5.5 meters. So that's over now. So the next step will be, because we are designing the wall. Okay, the wall and the base slab. So let us concentrate on the wall first. So we need to find out the thickness. This thickness, this one we should know. Thickness of the tank. Okay, this we should start with this one. This T, this thickness of the tank. Okay, so we have a. Let us start with that. So step number 2, thickness of the wall. Okay, so we know that the basic thumb rule, T is equal to 30 H plus 50, where H is 4 meter in meters. So you will get 200 mm. We will get 170. Let us round it to 200 mm. This is the effective thickness, and the overall thickness is 200 plus 30. 30 is cover plus 5. That is half of the diameter. So let us say 230 mm. Okay. So this is over. Now the next step is, as you know, the the circular water tank will be having hoop tension because of the water, as well as bending moment also on the wall. Okay, so let us find out hoop tension as well as the bending moment. So let us, we'll be taking out the coefficients, because what is the meaning of hoop tension? As I told you number of times before, so you will have a tank like this, circular water tank. If you see from the top, so what is happening is that when the water is full here, so you will have a water pressure. It will be, acting on the wall. Subject, the walls will be subjected to the water pressure like this. This is called hoop tension. It will create a heavy tension on the wall. Okay. So for taking care of this one, what we do is we will provide the circular reinforcement. Okay, as we have seen previously, the circular reinforcement will be provided to take care of the hoop tension outside. Okay, outside and inside. Yeah. So let us see now what is that. Uh, so as per the code, because bending moment coefficients for hoop tension as well as the bending moment, the coefficients for hoop tension t as well as the moment, we have to use h square by dt, which is the parameter. You will get it from the code IS 3370 part 4. So since it is overhead tank, you will be taking the case this one actually, tension in circular. I mean this one, table number 19. This is the catch here, fixed base and free at top actually. Okay, this is what we need to take, fixed base. So let us see how it is. So let us find out h square by dt. So h is 4 square divided by d is diameter 5.5 and thickness is 0.2. Everything all in meters, all parameters in meters. So you will get to 14.5. But we don't have 14.5 here. You can see here 14 and the next one is 16. Otherwise we need to interpolate it. You no need actually. We can take 16 actually. Okay. Next round up to the next higher one. So 16. So this is given because when you take the height of a tank, it is 0h from the top, 0.1h from top. This is the coefficient tension, coefficient for tension, 0.2h like that. So I have just noted this one. Okay, this is the height of the tank, 0, 0.1h, 0.2h, 0.3h, like that it goes. These are the coefficients actually, as you can see here. 0, 0.9. So this shows that, because this is the coefficient and the tension is nothing but coefficient into gamma into h into r. R means d by 2. Okay, that is the one you will get it actually. Okay. So we can take the maximum value. So it is given here that the maximum is 0.582, which is coming at 0.8h. No, it is 0.687. It's coming in the 0.7h. So you can take that value and find out the tension. Yeah. So this is what the tension diagram will come like this. Okay, everything is positive. Okay. So let us take the maximum value. Maximum value is t is equal to 0.687. So tension is plus 0.687. So as it is shown here in the code, it is gamma coefficient into gamma h into d by 2. Okay. So d by 2 means 5.5 bytes. So you will get 75.57 kilonewton, and this will be happening at 0.7 h. See, as you can see here, this is at 0.7 h. Okay, from the top. Yeah. So you will get how much it is? It is 2.8 meter from the top it happening, and the magnitude of the tension is 75.5. Okay, so now the next step is let us find out the area of steel required for that. Okay, so you know very well that because we have done a number of problems, area of steel is nothing but tension divided by sigma st. So sigma st is 130. So in the previous problems and all we have taken 150 and all, and I told you the code it is 130 is given to you clearly here. So let us take here after 130. Okay, so please keep in mind. So you will get 581 millimeter square, but as per the code, the minimum area of steel is 0.35 millimeter square, 0.35 percentage. It is given here 0.35 percentage if you are using Fe415. So let us take 0.35. So it will come around 700 millimeter square. So use 700 millimeter square. Yeah, okay. Instead of 581, which is less than the minimum, so use 700 millimeter square. This steel is because one thing is that this we have two layers are there, because as you can see here, because we have our tank is like this. One is here, okay, and this one is here, correct? No, so the steel we will be providing here, this here and outside also, two layers will be there, one here and one here, like this, like this. Okay, around complete. So this total is the one what we got 700. So provide half and half, since it is a minimum, half and half. So 350 here and 350 here. So the spacing will be, if you are using 10 mm diameter bar, it will be 200 224. Let us say 200 millimeters square, millimeter center to center, and therefore the actual area of steel will be 392 in one space. Okay, pi d square by 4 and 1000 divided by actual spacing. Actual space we got it is 224, but we are providing only 200. So automatically the area of steel will increase. So this is this divided by 200. It is for 392 millimeter square. Yeah. So the next step is step number 5. So what is that we found out? We found out the tension. Same way we will have a bending moment also. So let us find out the bending moment, h square by dt 16. So bending moment you will get from the next one, table number 10. Okay, so just keep in mind IS 3370 part 4 page number 36, table number 36, table number this one. So this is here also h is equal to 16. So you take the maximum value here. Maximum value appears to be 0.0079. Is it? Yeah. 0.00. Forget about negative and positive. Okay. It is meaning is tension is outside, tension is inside. That is what it meaning. Negative. If negative comes, tension is in the outside. Actually, sorry. Positive comes, tension is in the outside. Okay. So the magnitude you take only the modulus value. So 0.0079. Okay, which is at the bottom. Okay, because we are considering from the top, 0.1h, 0.2h, so it is at the bottom. So 0.0079. So you know that bending moment is nothing but, you can see here, coefficient gamma h cube. So using that formula, m into coefficient gamma h cube, you will get 5.056 kilonewton meter bending moment. Okay, on the wall, because this bending moment is it is in the vertical in nature actually. So vertical steel is provided based upon this actually 5.06 kilonewton meter. So let us find out the next step is, so we got everything. So let us find out the thickness actually, because what is happening is, since the wall is experiencing both tension and bending moment, so let us we need to find out whether the thickness what you have provided is correct or not, is it sufficient or not. So we have seen previously when you have done the flexible base and rigid base, this is the formula, sigma ct is equal to T divided by 1000 T plus m minus 1 into AST actual. Okay, so this is the reason why we have calculated AST actual here 392. This is only one phase. Okay, so both phases 392 into 2. So you will get like this. T is 75.57. We already calculated previously. Previous slide 75. Where is that? Yeah, 75.57. Okay, into 10 to the power 3, converting into Newton. So divided by 1000 into T. T is the one which we need to find out, plus 11. M, 280 divided by 3 sigma CBC. So since ours is M25 concrete, so you will get from the code, as we have discussed. Where is that? M25 sigma bending and direct tension, sigma CBC is 8.5. Okay, so using that one you will get 11, and the sigma CT is in actual tension in concrete, that you will get from here, which is 1.3. Okay, actual tension the concrete is, where is that? Yeah, here it is. Direct tension the concrete for M25 it is 1.3. So substituting the value you will find out T here. Okay, so the only thing you should remember here, it is actual AST actually is 392 into 2, because in the previous page 392 what you are getting is only for a one side. Okay, so another side, both side, inside and outside, into 2. So you will get 50.2, which is less than what you provided, which is 200. This is the what you have provided. So we are on the safer side. So let us find out step number 7, because this design constants we need to find out. Why? Because we need to find out the area of steel for this one. Area of steel is nothing but m divided by sigma st into z actually. So let us find out all these things. Okay, so m is 280 divided by 3 sigma cbc. Sigma cbc is 8.5 from IS 3370 part 2. I have shown you the table number, this one, table number 2. Okay, and k is sigma cbc by sigma cbc plus sigma st by m, which is 0.42. J is 1 minus k by 3, which is 0.86. Z is jd, which is 172. Substituting the value of j and d is 200, and q is sigma cbc into j into k by 2, so I will get 1.54. So having calculated all these things, ast for this reinforcement, this vertical reinforcement, yeah. So it is equal to m divided by sigma st into z. Sigma st is 130, z we calculated 172. So you will get 226 millimeter square. Okay, so st minimum is 0.35 by 100, so we will get 700 millimeter square. Spacing of 10 dia bars, because you don't need to give a half and half here actually, because what is happening is here, because this is what the bar, because no, these bars are the vertical bars we are calculating now. So here it's one phase itself, we need to give minimum AST. So whatever we have found out is less than the minimum AST, so we cannot give half and half. So just provide 700 meter square inside, 700 outside also. Okay, so spacing of 10 dia bars is, so you will get 112 millimeter square. Okay, clear? So the next thing is, so provide 100 mm 10 dia bars at 100 mm center to center. Then next is another thing, what is a new thing what comes here, it is the check for shear actually. Okay, so in the overhead tanks there can be a chance of shear. So from IS 3370 part 4 table number 11, so there is where your shear coefficients are given. Okay, this is the one, shear coefficients. Okay, so we need to take the triangular load, triangular case versus triangular load. Okay, so in this the maximum value we should take. So maximum value is coming out to be, because shear is at the bottom, agree? Correct, no? So our value is h square by dt is 16. H square by dt is 16. For 16 our shear coefficient is 0.127, and the formula for shear is coefficient into gamma h square. Okay, so using that one, V is equal to 0.127 into gamma is 10 into h square, 4 square, so 20.32. Then remaining things the shear stress tau V is equal to V divided by BD. So 20.32 into 10 to the power 3 divided by 1000 into 200 thickness. So you will get 0.1016 Newton per millimeter square. So from table 3 of IS 3370, table 3, table number 2, table number 3, this here is the where you will find out the tau C, minimum permissible shear stress. Okay, using the area of steel. Okay, so but in our case the minimum AST, minimum for M25 the minimum value is 0.19. Okay, so the minimum value of 0.19 is less than the tau V what we calculated. See, tau V we got is 0.10, so minimum value is 0.19, so we are already in the safer side actually. Okay, otherwise what you have to do is you have to find out the area of steel actually, right? The vertical area of steel we need to find out using, so like this. Our case it is 10 mm. This one we got minimum AST 700. So use 700 divided by BD. You have to find out percentage AST. Then you find out tau C. Okay. In this case not required, because the minimum value of tau C itself is 0.11, which is higher than the shear stress. So we are on the safer side. So that's all with the vertical wall. Now we will come to the design of base slab. Okay, design of base slab. So this is what we completed actually. Okay, right? So what is that we have found out now? So let us see, because we have seen that reinforcement, just we will write it reinforcement. Okay, so one is sorry, what are we have calculated now? This is let us see different color. Okay, just let me make it bigger here, here. Okay, and this is little bit bigger. Like this. Okay, this is your tank, this is your hoop reinforcement for taking tension. So you would have calculated, no, whatever we have calculated for tension, we have calculated AST. What is the AST for tension? Yeah, how much we calculated?